Donaldson.
Thank you, Mrs. Ryan. It's an honour to serve under your chairship, and I too congratulate the member for South Suffolk for securing this debate. Like him, I'm fairly new to this subject, so it's been a real privilege today to hear from so many members who have been campaigning for so long in this issue and campaigning for justice for victims. This remains obviously an extremely important and sensitive issue, and the SNP welcome the fact that the Northern Ireland Affairs Committee are carrying out an inquiry into the matter, and it's good to see so many of the members of the committee here today into the matter of compensation for victims and the UK government's role. It is right that an independent inquiry takes place into this issue to fully evaluate all of the decisions made by the UK government on the matter and whether these were appropriate. We hope that the inquiry will be able to answer the questions that victims' families have been struggling with for so long, and that it may help families find some resolution and peace. Any decisions that are made would have to go through various diplomatic and legal processes, but we must ensure that any processes are undertaken with the utmost respect for the dignity and privacy of the families of victims. According to the UK government, it would seem that the avenue of using frozen assets for the compensation of victims' families would place the government in breach of its obligations under UN Security Council resolutions, EU sanctions regulations, and the European Convention on Human Rights. In February 2016, the then Exchequer Secretary to the Treasury stated that the legal framework relating to financial sanctions is focused on preserving the funds for the benefit of the Libyan people. However, it would seem that there is still a possibility that a more personal agreement, as has been mentioned, could be reached between the representatives of victims' groups and the relevant Libyan authorities, although I was interested to hear about the government taking those issues on. It is promising that, as reported in the Telegraph, the Minister, who is here today, in January 2016, met with the Prime Minister-designate of Libya, Fayez al-Sarraj, and raised the case for compensation. And it's good to see him here today, and I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to him responding on all the issues that have been raised. Although the wish to have this matter resolved as soon as possible on behalf of the victims' families is understandable, it is of the utmost importance that the ongoing political instability in Libya is taken into account before any such communication takes place between victim support groups and Libyan authorities. Families of these victims have been through the terrible experience of losing a loved one in such horrific circumstances. To avoid any further unnecessary suffering and to ensure the privacy of victims' families, it will be vital to wait until diplomatic and peaceful communication between victim support groups and Libyan authorities can be achieved. We welcome the fact that the UK government has shown support for such a pathway, and we hope that the UK government will continue to update victim support groups on the ongoing political situation in Libya and any progress that can be made with their cause. Mr. Ryan, there's been a number of important issues that have been raised today, and I'll finish my remarks there because I'm sure many members want to hear the response from the Minister, so thank you.
West.